Yo, you're listening to the Britney Benson Show. Let's get it.
Let's get it. I invited today's guest on to talk about second chances. After being released from prison for 10 years, he was determined not only to give himself a second chance, but also to help others, and I think that's really important to say. So let's give it up for Damon Do Right Moore.
Damon Moore in the building.
Yes, so the floor is yours, my brother. Whenever you feel it, let's go.
All right, my name is Damon Do Right Moore. Those who know me affectionately call me Do Right. You know, that was a name I earned in the street, and that was a name that I kind of redefined once I embraced change. I'm from Denmark, South Carolina, but I grew up in the streets of Brownsville and East New York. I'm a preacher's kid. So therefore, psychologically, when I was in the street, I had to prove how bad I really was. Because everybody thought I was playing the game. Preacher's kid, you a good boy.
Yeah, you're a good boy. So you got to go to church every Sunday, Bible school every Wednesday.
There you go. I'm probably the only guy that I know that got 2 felonies, and I was an Eagle Scout. And if you know anything about the Scouts, at least 98% of your U.S. presidents was Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
So I was not just a scout, I was an Eagle Scout. I went all the way. So with all that being said, by the age of 19, I turned myself over to the New York State Correctional Facilities.
Yo, how did a preacher's kid get into the streets? Like, what drew you to the streets?
Okay, I mean, I grew up in a working family. My dad was, weekend dad. The weekends he did show up. My mom worked my whole life. I grew up watching my grandfather and his siblings, fourth grade educations from out of South Carolina, came to New York, brought property, opened up supermarkets, gave stuff back to the community. I myself worked in the family hardware store, so I knew how to, use a screwdriver early on. I was
That sounds like that's leading to something.
Yeah, early on I was taught to earn.
Okay.
So, from the family farm when watermelons came up, or let's say Christmas trees or collard greens, those real Brooklynites know those trucks that used to be on Atlantic Avenue. That was my family.
Oh, okay.
So
you came from a good family.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So
I came from good stuff.
what made you be like...
So back to that question. All right.
Going to
and
the street.
I was the guy. You get up 5 in the morning because that's what your family taught you, to shovel snow, get ready to earn. But then I had this Uncle Leroy. Guy lived on my block, Jamaican. Had a lot of respect. Back then, I'm a 75 baby, so I grew up in the 80s. You did everything. You locked your car up at night, with all kind of change and mechanisms. But Leroy, he had a Benz with a wood steering wheel. And, even if he rolled the windows up, he never locked his car. Right? He was walking around Brownsville with slippers on before anybody even knew that was a thing.
Yeah.
Right? He was untouchable. And I never seen him before 12 o'clock outside his yard.
Okay.
So my thing was, why wake up so early when I could be Leroy? Leroy, he came out at 3 o'clock. Every block party, he had people
the
come.
bands.
The bands. He had Eric B. Rakim coming through to the block party. He was in charge of the music. So I'm like, if I got to pick a career, I'd rather pick Leroy's career, And the issue with that is my family loved him and respected him. Okay. And because they didn't have any kind of influence or knowledge of the street, they handed me over to the one person that kind of took all the advantage of me.
Yeah.
I was young, dumb, full of cum. So he put a gun in my hand and was like, you on this team and this is how we move.
Yeah.
So, I adopted some of the street rules until you mature out of that. So that's what made me pick it. Like, it's the lazy route.
Okay.
It was the route that you could be selfish, which we all go through. And that's what I did. I was just being selfish and I was being lazy.
And you thought you was the man. Like, you got...
Thought I was the man.
No, I'm saying when you... Okay, you was the man.
Come on, I went to high school in Brooklyn. I was, I was the prom king.
Yeah,
I was all right. I had my own 190 Benz while I went to high school. So,
well, you got to where you wanted to be.
There you go.
At what cost, though?
It's like you said, I made the choice. I looked at it. and said, yo, Leroy got the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
you get the girls, you get the money, you get the respect, and then you change that respect for fear. Once people fear you, people don't question fear.
Right.
Love, respect is always questioned. Fear put people in their spot. They go the way they're supposed to go. So I said, yo, the street was the way to go. And I was making like $2 over lunch money. So how good that gotta feel.
Yeah.
But by the time I was 19, I was standing in front of a judge. And he was like, to make sure you get out of here with a life worth living, I'm going to give you an 8 1/3 to 25.
Wow.
So that was 95.
Wow.
And because they just signed over on this Clinton crime bill, they wanted people to do it.
So you got caught up in that.
Right before that.
But they knew it was
Yeah,
coming.
they knew it was coming. They knew it was
Yeah.
coming. So, I kind of blew trial. All of that was part of my arrogance. Saying, yo, I could go to trial. Tupac went to trial. Why I can't go to trial, right? So
You keep listening to these street niggas.
Yeah, keep listening to these dudes. You pay a lawyer a few dollars. He like, yo, you want to go? Let's go. And I figured, the people that I victimized, they was drug dealers. First thing you learn how to do in the street is you dehumanize the people that you victimize. Makes it easier. And I think that's what people have been doing to black people for years. They dehumanize us. They make us something else. And then, I tried to say, oh, these was drug dealers. These wasn't individuals. Yeah. Like, I didn't have that in my family. So you tried to make it seem
like you was the good guy.
Oh, yeah.
Getting the bad guys out the street.
I was almost like Robin Hood.
It's the bad guy versus the bad guy.
Yeah, it's the bad guy versus the bad guy. But it took me years to get to that point by the time.
Yeah.
By the time, you go to prison, and prison is in physical bondage in America. Psychological, emotional, and spiritual. The more you grow in those three aspects, the harder prison becomes.
So how did prison affect your mental health?
I mean, can I use some French?
You can use whatever you want.
All right. I did a dime. I did 10 years, and it fucked me up.
Right.
Like you still get, lack of a better term, you still got residue on you.
To this day.
To this day. So I run a nonprofit, CMO Network. And it's about getting people reacclimated. Right. I've been home since 2005, and I'm still getting reacclimated.
Wow.
There's stuff that, not so much that you was institutionalized from prison, but that institutionalized thinking comes from the street.
Yeah.
Not, playing I don't give a fuck game. I got a heavyweight championship belt in that. So how did you spend a life now saying I give a fuck?
Right.
It was nothing noble about what I did. I compromise any sense of security that they had then or they may have in the future. The look on my victim's face is the same look my mom's has when she comes to see me. She cannot protect her children.
Right. So,
it's about understanding your role in what you did. I was all the way guilty in what I did. Is when I went to prison. And I start looking, I knew exactly how much I fucked up. When I'm looking at guys almost twice my age that couldn't read, never been on a plane, took life, didn't even have a driver's license.
Wow.
So I couldn't paint that picture like, yo, this was, society did this to me. Society didn't do that to me.
You did it.
I victimized myself. Yeah, I had to face the reality of that. I didn't have the facts that they have. We say that the facts have no feelings. Some people facts, they didn't apply to me.
Right.
I went, like I said, I was a Boy Scout. I went to church. I had this, I had that. These people literally, their mother chose the dick over them.
Damn,
Had nothing.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, how you make those decisions? So, you look at your life for what it is and you start embracing other parts of it.
I know prison, of course, was fucked up. But if you could go back, would you change anything? Or do you think you needed that experience to get to where you are now?
So, yeah, prison definitely, it did a number on me. But, unlike a lot of people, I wouldn't exchange the experience for anything. I love the person I am now. Right. There's people in prison that got, they get locked in their cell. They got to listen to music. They got to yell. They got to bang on the cell. I didn't do that because that's the time where you got to be in the cell with you. You know all the tough questions. You can't run from yourself. You know exactly why you're here. You can't blame it on nobody else.
Yeah.
And that's where the growth is done. That's where the crying is done. That's where you go, all right, this is where it's at. I'm good, and I'm going to be better.
What motivated you to really help people once you got out? Because you could have said, I'm free, I'm good.
I seen that a lot of guys, they wanted to do good, but they really didn't know how.
Okay.
You know, we love to say people do what they want to do.
Okay.
People do what they have the knowledge to do, what they given the opportunity to do.
Okay.
So just for me, and I'm gonna take all the points now because I'm the front man for it.
Okay.
But with my crew, we had to understand, to change the mindset. You're gonna break some eggs. And we learned that. Even Harriet Tubman killed slaves. Everybody not built for the trip.
Yeah.
So some of the homies even had to go down, understanding like, we doing this now. We ain't doing that. We ain't taking advantage.
Yeah.
We really trying to change. Because changing the compliance looks the same. But the motivation behind it is the thing. So you got to have guys want to do it. Like, this is the right thing to do.
Let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on second chances? I know you've seen a lot in prison. Do you think everybody deserves a second chance?
Wow. Being a second, third chance guy, being I think is very difficult to have a conversation about totality. I don't believe everyone. Like I've seen pure evil. Sometimes it's easier with a 50-cent bullet, pull it in their head, and it saves everybody not just grief but taxpayer money.
Right.
But and you gotta. I think is very relative. And when I say that, I'm using the word relative in the truest essence. You got somebody that's 16 years old, say 15 years old, and unfortunately he took life. And he seen a guy, and the guy was with his mother, and not only he shot the guy, he shot the guy's mother.
Damn.
And the paper puts that out. This monster. No community activist says, don't call him a monster. They don't defend that guy, right? He's a monster. He goes in front of a judge, and they say, he's an adult. And the next thing you know, they're giving this kid 2 life sentences because he took 2 lives.
Right.
And the community, they like okay with that. I'm not, because you just locked up R. Kelly for dealing with somebody that was 15. So you saying the mindset of a 15-year-old can't consent. So how come now he's 15, and now you holding him like he's an adult? He made some childish decisions. And I know
Is that a childish decision?
It's a childish decision.
I don't.
All right, so let's do.
I mean, I'm not. I'm no expert here, but
okay, let's do. Let's go.
Deep.
Let's go on our community.
Okay.
This kid, let's just call him, lack of a better term, let's call him John.
Okay.
John last name is not Smith or Wesson.
Okay.
So he didn't make the gun.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You're taking it
so
there.
no, what I'm saying is that you create an environment. You create an environment, and you wonder, to grow mushrooms, it has to be a dark area.
Bro, but there's lots of people who grew up in fucked up environments and didn't come out like that. So
most people that live in fucked up environments don't come out like that. So why are we dealing with him like he's a normal person?
Nah, we're dealing with him like he's a criminal, like a murderer.
Why not say, you know what, man? I'm going to give you a shot on this one.
I can't. And it breaks my heart to say that, but the devil lives in kids too. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It'd be different if he just shot the dude he was angry at, but he shot the moms too. So you got to think about the victim's family.
What about his family?
I mean, listen, he ruined 2 families. So
there's victims all over.
Yeah.
One exercise I use is, and I give this to T. Ellison, one of my mentors, but, for anger management, I draw a circle on a piece of paper. And, I tell guys on the inside of that circle, I want you to put everything you're willing to live for. Put everything you're willing to kill for. Everything you're willing to die for. And just for the drama of it, I take one guy's pen and I break it. And I give them a pencil and an eraser because I said, I'm guaranteeing you those things are going to change. Because that is what Muhammad Ali told us, right? He taught us a man that views the world at 50 the same way he viewed it at 20 has wasted 30 years of his life.
Right.
You know, I'm pretty sure if I bring you something that you wrote while you was in high school and you read it at this point, you're going to say, wow, I was bugging.
I can say, I can tell you I grew in the last 2 years.
There you go.
Like,
so
absolutely.
How come
Wait,
someone...
I get where you're coming from. I really do. But son, nah. If somebody killed your wife and your kid or anybody in your family, you're not going to court talking about giving him a break because he's 15. I get it. It's a hard lesson at a young age, but he got to eat that.
Let's think about it.
I'm thinking.
You know, the world is not the same. So even with helping service providers that work in these baby jails, you know, these LSPs and NSPs, I asked them, I said, you know, close your eyes and think of your life in the past 5 years. Nobody told you, nobody asked you where you was going.
Right.
Nobody called your phone, asked you when you was coming home. Nobody asked you, did you eat today? Nobody asked you, what would you like to share? The past 5 years, every time somebody opened the door, they was like, this motherfucker. Past 5 years, nobody told you they love you.
Right.
And I say, open your eyes. How does that make you feel? And they be like, wow. And I go, you an adult. Imagine if you was 15. So from 10 years old, nobody told you these things. But yet, here go a gun. And this dude, we go back to why you shot him. This dude who violated your person, and that's all you got, your rep. He violates that. Fuck your rep. It ain't nothing. You corny.
I got
you a
but
bitch.
it's still not okay.
So who was there to tell you, yo, that ain't the way to go? Because the rules of the street say, and that's one thing we need to know about the street. The street is the only truest lover. The only unconditional lover.
Really?
Yeah, the street, they take you any way because they want everything.
And they get everything, including your soul, bitch. Yo, but they always say this, you niggas love the streets, but the streets don't love them back.
The streets use you.
Yeah.
They take everything from you.
Right. So is that love?
I've seen dudes in wheelchairs selling crack. Right? I've seen dudes have a stroke.
Yeah.
And still be in the gun game.
Yeah.
Still swiping.
And what is that saying? That
Now hold up.
Okay.
I go to church.
Okay.
The guy that's in the wheelchair, he not the usher. Right? 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 The person with that had the stroke, they don't put him on the finance committee that's on the second floor.
Right.
So everywhere else give you standards. The street don't give you standards. Whatever you are, we're going to take you.
We're going to accept you as you are.
Because we're going to use every bit of it.
Damn. Woo.
They're going to take it.
Yeah.
So why am I going to go anywhere else?
Yeah.
If I'm in the street, I'm telling you, this is honest. Somebody
That's
could...
deep. Nah, I'm learning. I'm learning.
Look, it's nothing like that street love. Somebody could come when I was in the street and be like, yo, where do right at? Where country at? Have guns out. I've seen people be like, yo, I don't know who you talking about. Ready to die. So the streets is different for people.
Yeah.
It's really embracing. Where else I'm going to be embraced?
Yeah.
If I go home and everybody like, I don't give a fuck about you. But I go to the street and the street say, yo, you want something to eat? Here, I got 4 chicken wings, take 2.
Yeah, and best believe that 2 comes with a price.
Because they want everything from you. Yeah, they want everything from you.
Yeah.
The street want everything. They want you. They want your babies. They want your future. They want all that.
So again, is that love? I don't think that's love.
I think in its essence, what people believe, I don't believe in unconditional love.
You don't?
No, the only place I see unconditional, like I said, is the street, but it's not even unconditioned. The condition is they want to reciprocate.
Yeah,
they want. But
right.
people would quickly say, oh, my mother loves me unconditionally. No, you're an asshole. Your mother loved you because that's your mother.
Yeah.
If you was just a random asshole, she wouldn't love you.
Wow. On another note, do you think prison helped you find your purpose?
Of course.
Why?
Because I'm going a little spiritual now. Sometimes, you need to stop.
Okay.
Some people feel like, yo, prison saved my life. I don't think that. I think prison stopped me from getting rich. But you know,
Rich off the street?
yeah. I feel like prison stopped me from getting rich. But it definitely, I wouldn't exchange my experience.
Yeah.
It makes me such a better person. I'm so much more confident in who I am, knowing where I am, and not being, I don't have to prove certain things. I don't have to step outside myself.
Yeah.
And then what some people feel like pressure, I'm laughing at it. Like everybody just went down for a pandemic.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm locked in the house and all that. I'm like, come on, man. I did like 3 years in Southport. 24, 23 and 1. Damn. So you talking about you locked down, you have no idea what it is to be locked down. You could take showers. You could do whatever you want to do. Ain't nobody looking in on you. Like, come on, you can eat.
But when you came out, was it hard for you to? I know you say you're still adjusting, but were you like?
Oh, definitely.
Tripping? Everything was different.
Everything. I mean, put it like this: when I went in, you had tokens. When I came out, they had Metro cards, right? So of course, it wasn't cars flying and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then for me also, when I went in, I was a boy.
Right.
So to come out, I've never been grown and in love. Relationships, as far as I was concerned, was you ain't happy, I ain't happy. Let me see the back of your head get small.
What? Oh, God. Yo, all right. So when you got out and you started dating, did you tell girls right away about your past, or did you lie? Did you feel embarrassed, or what?
This you, Brittany, so I'm going to give you the honest truth.
Yeah.
The one time, it was 2 times that I really felt like fucked up about it. One time I was with this young lady, and her friend basically said, and like most guys, when I came home, I used to introduce myself as the guy who came home. I just finished 10 years, whatever. So I was right out of that realm where I stopped doing that. And I was with this young lady and her friend, educator, graduated, and they was having a conversation. And the young lady was like, anybody who did more than 5 years had a homosexual experience. And I was like, whoa. I was like, what? What are you talking about?
The
like,
disrespect.
I'm gay. I'm playing with wee-wees. What the fuck? But I didn't say nothing, and I just let her rock that because I knew later on, it would come out that I was in prison, and then she would be like, wow, shit, you just can't open your mouth if you don't know what's going on. That was one incident. Another incident was when, I was with this young lady, and, we was talking, and we was intimate a few times, and this night, I guess I told her, this was like maybe the 4th time we was hanging out, and I told her, yo, I did some time. She was like, word? Yeah, da-da-da. And we literally in the bed, and I was like, turn over. And the look on her face, son, was like, oh, you about to take my booty. And I was like, whoa, that's not... So I don't know if it was me or her. It was just like so uncomfortable right there. So,
I mean, if you say it straight out, you're like, I better turn over.
I thought it was in the heat of the moment. Turn over, and she was like, wow, like nah, not now.
Yeah. That's funny.
But that's the only 2 times. Like you always get people put they foot in their mouth.
Yeah.
They try to clean it up, like, oh, not you, but them. And I'm like, what? What are you? or you be around somebody and they be like, these guys or these people, and I'm like, who are these people? What are you talking about? And then I tell them my past, and they go, oh shit, I didn't know.
But did you see like men getting sexually attacked in prison? Or did you hear like the noise? Or
I mean, you hear about it. I went in 96, so a lot of that stuff has been faded out. A lot of people do that anyway. I mean, I laugh about it, and it's crazy, but I've seen it done 3 times, and one time it really wasn't even done. The dude just kind of like knocked him out, pull the dude pants down, put lotion in between his ass cheeks, and just left him like that. So psychologically, and it's fucked up. Like I seen him in the mall a couple of years ago, and he looked at me like, "You knew I got raped," and I was like, I wanted to tell him, but then you was an asshole, so that's why that happened. Like,
bro, you should have told him.
If you got raped, it's a difference between getting raped and being gay.
Yeah. No, it's true.
So you gay, it's all right. Embrace it. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but don't put it on prison.
Right.
The biggest thing though is that I find that myself and other people that share my experience, we're very hard individuals to be in a relationship.
Why is that? Is it like a trust thing from being in the streets and being locked up? Like you just don't trust nobody?
I think it's the aura we put off.
Okay.
Because we come from a place where if someone is going to use something against you, you take the power away from that thing. So if someone tells us, if the threat is you're going to leave me, we make you feel like it wouldn't matter if you left.
Right, even if you really like the person.
Even if you really like the person. Right. So it's hard to be with someone who makes you feel like a Tuesday. Like it doesn't matter. Wednesday coming. And I think with my friends, I see them and I see that's the common motif. I say, yo, it's all right to be a little vulnerable. Let him know that you care about her. Let him know that you care about him.
Yeah. I'm sure that wall is up on a whole nother level, but I can understand why.
Whole nother. So we got, most people, they got trust issues and they got loyalty issues. Yeah. So you don't trust new people and you're loyal to people who don't deserve your loyalty.
Right.
So now you're stuck with the same old friends. New friends scare you.
You're scared to go out of your comfort zone.
Scared, very afraid. Yeah. For me, new friends, they kind of scare me because with guys, like you trying to prove that you tough. We someplace and you going hard. I'm like, yo, we just here, we bugging this a party.
Like chill.
Yeah, like what you doing? Like you want to prove that? Nah, you ain't got to prove that. I don't pick my friends for how tough they are. Like I'm chilling. I don't do that no more. You know, I got a life worth living. So
it's like that shit's played out.
And this is how I make my decisions now. Like, you know, I got a daughter. I got to walk down the aisle.
Speaking of walking somebody down the aisle, it reminds me of when I saw you speak at church. Can you see yourself being a pastor?
Oh,
you're dope.
Man.
Yo, me and Tish was like, no matter what we do on Saturday night, we got to make sure we in church on Sunday. I can't front. You got something. You got something special. I know you're not a pastor, so what's your title at the church?
I'm a youth advisor. Okay. I took the minister part off. Okay. I'm a youth advisor at a church that the youth picked me. I wasn't appointed, right? Okay. I truly believe it's a calling. And if that's something that you call to, go do it. I may be running from what God wants from me, but I feel like...
Do you feel like you're running?
At times. Because, you know, I hear somebody may say, yo, you dope, what I heard then. But then I feel like if I'm there, I'm going to miss what I need to see on the street.
Oh, that's real.
Right?
But if you're there, you're not missing anything. You're where you're supposed to be. Because if something's pulling on your heart, which it obviously is, then that's where you need to go. Okay. Because if you don't, you're gonna miss. You might miss your blessing and your calling, and there's nothing more important than that. Once you find that, because everybody don't find that.
So how good is it when someone is in the street and was like, "Yo, man, I'm so glad you're here." I know if I was on the pulpit, I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't have the time.
Okay. But what if you was on a pulpit and you was in the street too? You can't say you won't have the time because you don't know, because you won't go there. You won't know until you get there.
You're right.
You can say, bro, oh, cool, but come with me here. And then you could possibly help somebody else in that way.
I could definitely, I've been doing it for a long time. I could rewrite the job description. Yeah. And say, yo, this is where it's at. Yeah. This is where my office going to be, right? Yeah. Well, I'll try it out. Why
not? It's a new year.
New year. And I see, you know what? And that's part of being in Brooklyn.
I can feel it. Like,
but remember, Brooklyn is the borough of churches. Yeah. So all we have is churches and barbershops. Okay, and all that is, I think, is a lot of his philosophy. A lot of people coming up with their own philosophy. Instead of saying, you know, like people say, I want to help.
Are you making an excuse right now by saying...
Of course. I'm allowed to make excuses.
I'm like, what does that have to do with anything?
I want to... Look.
But there's only one Damon Moore.
Only one Damon Moore.
So there'll be a lot of churches.
And I love the church. I love the church. I love speaking.
You love the community.
I love the community.
Like...
But anything after but is bullshit. So let's not say but, right? Let's not say but.
Continue.
Let's continue. It may sound sadistic. I love being punched in the face.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
on the pulpit, I'm not going to be punched in the face.
Oh, you're going to be punched in the face. You're going to be punched.
How many reverends are untouchable now?
You might be punched in the face in ways you can't even imagine because people going to be calling you like they're calling you now, but even more so. So you don't know your workload. You don't know what God has in store for you. You want to be punched in your face? He can make that happen too.
I better see you in church Sunday. See you trying to get me back in there.
I got to work this Sunday. No, but I'll come.
How you working on the Sabbath?
I do.
Oh, my goodness.
They called me like last month.
It doesn't matter.
No, I have to.
Why?
Because I need that money, honey.
Oh, listen.
I'll come another Sunday. I won't be able to make it this Sunday. I'm not even going to hold you.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just saying, but we need to approach our belief system the same way other people do. There is a Sabbath, and the Sabbath was made for you. Mm-hmm. Meaning you got to rest. Mm-hmm. You got to rest. Mm-hmm. And all money ain't good money.
See, those are the type of... When you make those type of sacrifices and steps... God just, I honestly feel like God just blesses you more. It's like, you not say, hey, God, I'm doing this because I want you to bless me, but it just shows up.
The only way to get blessings is with your hands open.
It just shows up. It's
you got to be open. If you're not open, it's not going to happen for you.
You can't go against yourself.
Yeah.
You can't go against, like, we've all done it. You know what I mean? Be like, I want to do this, but you know, like, something's pulling you somewhere else.
But that's that, once again, we revisit, that's that critical thinking.
Yeah.
So is it critical thinking or is it God?
Yeah.
Am I questioning myself or is it God?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Or is it the enemy? Am I being tricked?
Oh, definitely. It's definitely. But, my motto is that
on what it is.
The devil's not that strong.
Okay.
It's just not that strong.
Okay.
It's too easy to beat him. It's like it's too easy.
A lot of people won't agree with that.
Well, for me...
So I want you to break that down for me.
All right, so... For me, in the cases in my life where I could say, okay, this was the devil or this was a bad force, it needed me for it to happen. Oh. So how strong are you if you need me to make it happen?
Right.
I'm just, as a stick-up guy.
Yeah.
Right? If I go in, it's a strong will. It's a whole different setup. If it was a setup and somebody opened the door between me kicking the door in. Me kicking the door and saying, yo, you're going to do what I say, I'm going to put this hot one in you. It's very different from somebody opening up the door or putting some drugs in your drink and them coming in and you can't do anything.
Right.
So in incidents where I'm looking at the devil or evil spirit, they needed someone to play a part. And it's just, the devil's just not that strong. Every time I look, you taking losses on me. when it count, like you take the loss, meaning anybody at any time can say, I don't want to do that no more. Yeah. And boom, you ain't got no power. Yeah. So how strong are you?
But it's not always easy. It's easier said than done, depending on what it is.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of like people. I don't want to be on drugs anymore. I don't want to be an alcoholic anymore. I don't. I could do it today, tomorrow, and then back at it. Because
we subscribe to things. I
don't want to be depressed anymore.
We subscribe to things that make us weak. So it's like when you think of dealing with drugs, a cliche, people, places, and things. Everybody jumps into that shit in the field. I be like, that shit don't matter. What? Doesn't matter. If I walk in a room and everybody's sucking dick, guess who's not sucking dick? So it's like either it's you or it's not. Like I'm around people who may commit a crime every now and then. I have no desire to commit a crime. It's there. It's like something. Let's make this bread.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Right.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, how you gonna look at it? Like, is that really tempting to you? If it's tempting to you, how strong are you?
Everybody's not strong.
So if you're not strong, your job is to...
In certain,
But your job is to strengthen yourself. That's your job, right?
And how would you recommend someone strengthen themselves? Because everybody don't know how.
Like any muscle. You do push-ups. You work it out. Like so if I'm weak for alcohol, the longer I stay away from it, that gets me to a point. Now, as crazy as it may seem, I got to take a sip of alcohol. Why? Because I got to tell my body this ain't for me. The last year of my prison sentence, I slept without a mattress, just straight still. My shoulders fucked up to this day for it. because in my 10 years, I seen people come back to prison. And I was like, how the fuck?
Yeah.
How the fuck how you come back to this?
Yeah.
But it's like a trauma, right? You put a trauma in the back of your mind. It's like a kid who loved the uncle who's in the house molesting them. You're like, what the fuck? It's a trauma, right?
Yeah.
So I said, what could I do to physically let me know this ain't the place?
Yeah.
I got a escape ticket for that shit and all that. Like, they wrote me up. Yo, he put his mattress under the thing.
Wow.
He was trying to escape. And I had to explain, like, yo, I did that because my body needs to know this is a fucked up place. Remember, psychological, emotional, and spiritual.
Right.
They need to know this is not the spot to be.
Right.
Because I could relax there. I could sleep. Some people tell you, best sleep I ever got was when I was in jail. I had nothing to worry about. It's time to go to sleep.
Sheesh.
So you got to be ready to fight on that. So when you say, how do you strengthen things up? The exact thing that makes you weak, face it.
Face it.
Say, yo, that ain't going to do it for me. Right? Somebody say, yo, I used to, be on drugs, do this, do that. I don't do none of that no more. Yeah, but you don't hang out with none of that.
Right.
It was easy coming home from prison. You know some of my friends. The easiest thing would be stay away from them.
Right.
The hard thing was to invite them over and have a conversation with them. Because after that hour, they kind of said, yo, do right, change, y'all.
Yeah, you're not the same.
I needed that out there.
Yeah.
Because if not, they going to assume, yo, he's still the person he was when he left.
Like, nah. Let's make this clear.
Conversation. Yeah. Come to church, hang out with me. They got to see me and be like, yo, word, son, he ain't the same person.
Yeah.
So drugs look at you like that too. Drugs got to say, yo, he not the same person. The devil got to look and say, I got to come a different way. If the devil coming at you the same way, that means you weak. Ooh. The devil got to change up. This is chess.
Yeah.
He got to change up, and you change up the way you fight him.
Yeah.
Like, yo, really? You coming with that? I seen that yesterday.
That's some real
You got to
shit.
come with some new shit. Don't come with the same old shit.
Because here's the thing. Don't think that it's just one way.
Oh, nah. He gonna keep... I think he's innovative, but he's just weak. He's so weak where you can ignore. Look, you already said you can't ignore God. Yeah. But you can ignore the devil. He's a nobody. God gonna be in your face all the time, on you.
Word.
He gonna be on you. Like I said, you don't listen what God do. You going to jail. You gonna sit there, so you gonna listen to me. He'll break your legs. He'll make you lay in the bed.
Make you listen.
You gonna listen.
I saw this thing. You get pebbles thrown.
Yep.
You get bricks, rocks, then bricks, then. You know what I mean? You get the whole fucking house thrown.
Yeah, you don't get it.
You know what I mean?
So this is what I'm gonna do to you.
Yeah.
Right? God going, I'm gonna take this little bit from you. I'm gonna take this little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, you still ain't getting
I'm gonna
it.
talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you. You hear God. It might sound like you, but it's different. It's
you know when the devil telling you something.
Yeah.
Cause he co-signing your sucker shit.
Yeah.
You be like, yo, the devil be like, yeah, fuck that, do that.
Like I was on some other shit the other day. I was like, yo, I'm gonna go wash my clothes. I'm gonna go to the gym. Gym right across the street. Man, fuck that. I ain't losing no weight. Where I'm going to the gym for? I'm tired of going to the gym.
Hurting myself to get in shape. Fuck that
and
shit.
And I'm like, yo, this shit ain't working. I'm tired. Okay. Then you just fucking keep hurting yourself. And then like, I knew it, but I still just was like rebelling against myself.
So that's why I said.
That was minor. That can also happen.
On a bigger level, I said, the devil not that strong. He needs you so much. Yeah. He needs you to buy into it. Yeah. Remember, he comes to you when you're weak.
Oh, I should have went to the gym. Now I'm going hard tomorrow.
Look, he need us to do it, but even with our weight, Nene, remember, every relationship we have is a reflection of the relationship we have with ourselves. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm soft around the middle. I'm overweight. Mm-hmm. Because in most of my relationships, I overindulge. I don't know when to say no. I'm always giving.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know if I'm always giving, but I'm a foodie and I'm an emotional eater. You know what I'm saying? This past year has been crazy. Anyway, tell the people about your nonprofit organization.
Oh, it's CMO Network. Mm-hmm. We are a nonprofit. And we are a reentry organization that deal with the formerly incarcerated men and women
Okay.
New York State and abroad and all over, the United States. My goal is to deal with people before they come home.
Okay.
So my motto is reentry starts on the inside, truly on the inside. So not just on the inside of you, but the inside of prison.
Yeah.
We play how we practice. So inside the facilities, inside these walls, they need to start living a life worth living.
Mm-hmm.
They need to start making those good decisions. And when they come home, I would like to make that seamless transition back
Mm-hmm.
into a community that embraces them and able let them know, like, you coming home, you sat up for those years, and I hope you self-educated, because I'm not looking to help people. I'm looking for people to come home and help me. I'm trying to help my community.
Yeah.
I need you to play that role. So it's not for everybody coming home, of course.
Okay.
Right? I'm only looking to service about 800 people a year coming out of the state prison.
That's a lot.
And that's really people who did over 7 years.
Okay.
Because those people who did that time, who feel like, and not people coming home to be a victim. I've had people come home to live in a brownstone, or people who come home and I told their own family to put them in the shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I believe that things need to be impactful.
Okay.
Like a diamond is made because of the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Those outside forces play a part, but I really want to know what you did inside to kind of get you in the spot. So if you did 7 years and you coming home without a GED, this is not the program for you.
Gotcha.
This is somebody who did time.
So you got to put in some work while you're inside.
Put the time, put the work in, and I'm letting you know. You telling me you did this. It's not about your parole officer making the referral. I write a letter up north. And unless somebody I know co-signs you from up north, you don't get in.
Wow. Okay. So.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's like it's unnecessary.
I
don't charge Medicaid, so I'm not looking just to get paid. I want people that just want to come home and not only help their own families, but help this community. We need some healing.
Yes.
And I'm not asking you to be anything that you wasn't. You was a wolf. I'm not trying to defame you. I want you to be a wolf. We need some protection. Come out here and protect us.
That's great. Where can they find information about your program?
Oh, well, I'm in the, anybody that's in New York State, we got a connections book.
Okay.
And in the connections book, I'm there. That gives you a plethora of programs you can return to. So many times people, they may be sitting in a group somewhere and they're like, I'm only here because my parole officer sent me.
Oh, then go home.
It's not where you need to be. Yeah, I mean, they have big programs that can do that for you.
Yeah.
I just don't have the funding to just take people willy-nilly.
Okay.
And I don't have the desire.
Yeah.
I want people to know, like, yo, we playing a role here. Yeah. And you need to play a role. Right. And if you don't want to do that, there's other places for you. It's okay,
Yeah.
Everything ain't for everybody.
Right. That's
I don't mind being, being that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? If you want to go to jail, if you want a program that you got to go to daily, or somebody going to give you a Metro card or lunch, I'm not doing that. If you're going to school and you trying to make a life worth living, say you got anger management, and I tell you got to do 12 sessions, you think if you say, yo, what else could I do? And on Saturday, you paint Miss Brown's steps. I'm not going to give you credit for that. You healing my community.
Yeah.
I need them to see you other than this person just returning.
Yeah.
If you give a class on financial literacy, I need that.
Yeah.
Because it works both ways. You see that you are valued in the community, and the community see that you have value.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. I want to show them that these are sons and daughters.
Right.
Let's not dismiss them
right.
as a number. Everybody else did that. They could bring us something back if we look at it and give them a shot, give them a chance.
Yes.
So that's what I want to do, Well, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. And, it's always, people, especially young people, but people never listen to you. So I may give a good sermon, but for them to see it, for me to be out here and living a righteous life, I mean, I'm not holding you to a standard I don't hold myself to.
Exactly.
Just follow. I put the blueprint there for you.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you.
Like, I'm here with you.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm here with you.
We in this together.
Right?
Yeah,
and, everybody, not everybody, too many people come home with the same story. What's your plan? Oh, I just don't want to go back to jail. That ain't no plan.
What's your plan?
Yeah, you ain't no POW. I tell people all the time, I wasn't sitting on my mother's couch and they said go to jail. I was in the street putting in work.
Yeah.
So to stay out of prison, you got to put in work. Like, that's simple.
Mm-hmm. Great. Woo! So I learned a lot from you.
No, we learn from each other, as always.
Yes, and thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Thanks for sharing your story. We're going to wrap this up.
Oh, that's good. Thank you for the blessing. Thank you for the elixir. You know how we do.
Yes, sir. So let the people know where they can find you, find your organization, or...
All right, I'm simple. I'm in East New York, Brooklyn. The building is 653 Skank Avenue. My the website is cmo-network.org. You can go on there. I don't have the Instagram and all of that. I apologize. But you guys, I'm old school. You can just email me. Come out to the site. We here. Talk to us. It's all right, man. And, I look forward to meeting some of the new family.
What's your email?
Oh, you can email me at dmore@cmo-network.org. So that's dmore@cmo-network.org. The website is www.cmo-network.org.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, it's the Britney Benson Show, baby.
In the building.
Yes. Peace and be well.